this show, and I hope you do, you know that no one in this country is tougher on crime than yours truly. I say lock them up and throw away the key. Also, clearly, tough on keys. So, I'm happy to report that this week a dangerous fugitive has been brought to justice.
A 90-year-old man busted for feeding the homeless. Arnold Abbott is his name. He faces possible jail time and a $500 fine for preparing meals for the needy in a church kitchen. A new ordinance in Fort Lauderdale virtually outlaws groups from sharing food with the hungry.
Busted for feeding the homeless in public. Folks, oh yeah. Ooh, I'm angry at him too. I say if the homeless want to eat, they should do it in the privacy of their own wherever those people live. And this monster cannot claim he did not know better because he was doing all this out of a church kitchen. So clearly he knows what Jesus said in Matthew, "For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and look out, the cops are here. Hide the loaves of the fishes." And I am glad they caught up with him eventually. And I am glad to hear the police use maximum force to take the perp down.
One of the police officers came over and said, "Drop that plate right now." He saw I was carrying a weapon.
Oh, food is much worse than weapons in Florida. If George Zimmerman had fed a guy in a hoodie, he'd be in jail. And folks, Fort Lauderdale, yeah. We miss you, George. Folks, Fort Lauderdale needs these laws. Just ask Fort Lauderdale's mayor.
We enforce the laws here in Fort Lauderdale. They will be arrested. If they break the law and it's observed by one of our law enforcement officers, they're subject to arrest.
The mayor says he needs to look out for the good of all people in Fort Lauderdale, including taxpayers and tourists who want to use parks and beaches without being overrun by the homeless.
Exactly. Mayor Seiler must protect Fort Lauderdale's tourism industry. And a bunch of drunk people urinating on the beach is that industry. Besides, never once went to spring break. Besides, Fort Lauderdale is really looking out for the homeless.
This is a public safety issue. It's a public health issue. The experts have all said, if you are going to simply feed them outdoors to get them from breakfast to lunch to dinner, all you're doing is enabling that cycle of homelessness.
Yes, by feeding them, Abbott is causing them to be homeless. I mean, he's really a food pusher. And for decades, this serial offender, I assume he serves breakfast, was down in his cook lab getting people hooked on the product. Or as it's known by its street names, grub, nosh, chow, chasing the nutritional dragon. Some of these people were so addicted, they needed their fix 3 times a day. And with hardened cooks like Grandpa here, these homeless will just want more and more. They'll come to expect food whenever they see humans around. Oh, they're smart little critters. Some of them even know how to pry the lid off a trash can. So, Fort Lauderdale, do what I do at the end of the day. Tie your humanity in a bag, hang it in a tree. That way they can't get at it. Folks, you know, they say music soothes.